Hello and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share, subscribe if you haven't already. This video, I just want to get this off my chest because I feel like people are so oblivious to the truth. Can you really believe everything you see nowadays? People are so quick to run with false narratives and leave their common sense at the door. And then when you point out the common sense issues, oh, it's a problem. But let's talk about Aaliyah, since this is the person that so many people use as the scapegoat to excuse how they are allowing this injustice to occur to R. Kelly. Like, all these people and their hypocrisy is amazing to me. When they put this girl and many other girls in situations that we, as regular people, know we wouldn't do. But yet all these goofy ass people, they want to disregard everything that this girl's family has said and pretend like they're advocating for women's rights and justice for Aaliyah. But what about this woman's family rights? What about their privacy? What about this woman who has a child she has lost and is consistently being harassed on the internet for rumors she's already spoke on? Not only that, while they're trying to fight for the rights for this girl's music, people are intentionally trying to taint her legacy. Meanwhile, a specific individual is sitting around getting all the benefits. They're promising that Aaliyah's music will be released. Now, contrary to what a lot of people pushing these narratives believe, when it comes to prima donna, it's comical to a person like me who graduated high school at 17, who was driving at 15. So you want to get on my comments and keep talking to me like I'm crazy because I know the real world. And I know when it comes to the industry, they paint you these pictures that are not always accurate. So excuse me if I want to use my common sense and point out the fact that if you are going to continue to push the narrative about Aaliyah and this illegal marriage, you should at least be on the... But since other people have their motives and are disrespecting this woman's family, and not only that, have held her music hostage for over 20 years because of the shady business of her uncle, I think that is the topic people need to speak on instead of this bull crap. Why released it? Aaliyah's going to be coming to YouTube, but what the fuck is that going to do when you can't release her music? We have this product, we have this merchandise, this, that. Fuck all that. Because the root of the problem is simple. And to use a person like this Tia, who wanted to be Aaliyah, who wanted to have the career Aaliyah had, and link up with individuals in the background to keep painting these narratives, even though the people who brought her into the situation are flip-flopping with their stories. They want to sit here and act like, oh, boycott Lifetime, even though they were the ones participating in Lifetime, putting these stories out there. But we're not going to hold them criminally responsible. Make that shit make sense. So this video is not only to enlighten you all as to the fact that instead of being like everybody else, just following narratives, why don't you use your common sense? Why is it 2 decades later they cannot release this woman's music? The estate has control of her image, her brand, but not the music. Instead of releasing the music for these fans who have been adamant for the past 2 decades, we're going to release merchandise. So in short, this industry pimped this girl out, and not saying that R. Kelly was involved with any funny behavior, but just as a whole, if you go down the history, they exploit these girls. They have them doing all these weird things, and we never know what actually happened. But when things come to the public, you have to ask yourself questions. Why is it all these other celebrities have actual workers working for them, protecting their brand. Meanwhile, people like Aaliyah and R. Kelly are just shit out of luck. They're the prey. Not only did they pimp this girl out in life and have all these men looking at her in a unnatural and inappropriate manner for her age, not only did they present her in an inappropriate age bracket and have all these underage minors singing about these sexual fantasies and escapades and things like that, now they want to flip the narrative. Look at these videos nowadays and look at how videos from the 90s have varied from today, and how censoring has went from changing the perspective that our kids are exposed to feeding into these strange behaviors. Look at all these celebrities who have in the past boasted in dating 17-year-olds. Yet we're supposed to be shocked and appalled when they keep pushing this narrative about Aaliyah and R. Kelly. To sum up this video, I just feel like people need to wake up and look at the bigger picture. Even if hypothetically you felt like they were married, you cannot keep overlooking that something strange is going on in the background. And some people, actually a lot of people, should be held accountable. So as for all you geniuses who will come over here and leave comments on my channel and claim that you're advocating for children and women who have been victimized, who will in the same breath, because I have questions that you can't refute, you get to bring in my kids into the situation talking about if it was my child, blaza, blaza, blaza. So let me bust y'all bubble real quick and look at this picture good and hard. Look in my eyes when I say this. My kids would not be in these type of scenarios. Now, if they find themselves in a situation, they're at school, they're somewhere where they're supposed to be, and something happens, you can guarantee my reaction is not going to be to run to the media. I'm going to handle it like a parent should handle it. And those talking about, well, you never know what you do until you're in that situation, fuck all that. As a parent, your job is to protect your children. I don't leave my children around nobody. When I'm not at work, they're with their fathers. You can't even trust your family half the time. So you all can miss me with the bullshit just because you want to keep holding on to these false narratives. And by the way, free Aaliyah's music. Y'all want something done? Free Aaliyah's music. That's what we want. We've been waiting 2 goddamn decades to hear this music, and fuck these puzzles and fuck all this other merchandise that we could create our damn self. To be honest, most of the fans are still buying this merchandise because they are fans. But in reality, look at all these sites in which you see with R. Kelly, people slapping his image on everything. So what the fuck? Make that make sense, please.